All right, here we go. So let's go to the end, please.
We did 40 yesterday.
We did 40 together. All right. So there you have 40. All right. Now let's take a look at question number 38. All right. It says the boxes shown below are puzzle boxes that are made from wood. If the wood to make the box costs $1.30 per square inch, what would it cost to make each box? All right. So essentially all we're doing is we're looking for the surface area. All right. We're finding the surface area. So box number 1, let's see what we got. Surface area is equal to, now again, I think it's a good idea to label something the length, the width, and the height. So remember your surface area is 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. All right. Now from there we can just type things in. The surface area is equal to 2 times 3.8 times 2.5 plus 2 times 3.8 times 1.4 plus 2 times 2.5 times 1.4. All right. Anybody figure that out from yesterday? Thank you, Ben. Anybody else get 36.6 square inches? Perfect. Thank you. Now, what is box number 2 called? Good. It's a cube. So what can you tell me about all the areas? They're all equal. All right. So the surface area for the box would have been easy because you can just say it's 6 times 2.4 times 2.4. Is everybody comfortable with that? Everybody hear me? Come on now. Tomorrow's a big day. Everybody comfortable with that?
How come you, I know there's 6 sides, so that makes sense. But how come you do 2.4 times 2.4? How come you do 2.4?
Because the sides of the box are all exactly what?
Oh, they're equal.
They're all exactly the same. Agreed?
Yes.
So the area of one is 2.4 times 2.4.
Oh.
So the area of all of them.
Oh.
All right? Makes sense, right?
Yes. Oh.
All right, so there's 6 sides, and they all have an area of 2.4 times 2.4.
Have you made the definition?
No, I haven't made it yet. You'll be fine, though, trust me. But I think it's important that you just continue to write the formulas. All right? You're trying to memorize them. All right? So somebody tell me what that surface area is.
34.56.
34.56. So they're kind of close. Do you agree? Right? Now it says if the wood to make the box costs $1.30 per square inch, what would it cost to make each box? So you would have to take 36.6 and multiply that by what? Yeah, times 1.30. And somebody tell me the cost for box number 1. What would that be? Good. Somebody said $47.58. Good job, girl. 47.58. All right. Any questions with that? All right. And now over here, multiply that by $1.30 also, and that would be what? Remember, we're always rounding to the nearest penny. Go ahead, Ben. 9.2 or 9.3?
9.30.
You okay with that, Ben?
Because that's 0.92.
All right. $44.93. I don't think that was that bad. Everybody agree? Not bad at all. All right. Actually, I think we're out. But there's like, it's kind of like the stuff to wipe the table. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at 36. A cake is a rectangular prism with height 4 inches and base 12 inches by 15 inches. Caroline wants to apply frosting to the sides and the top. All right. So here's what we got. All right. We want to put frosting on the cake. All right. Now some frosting does, but in this case, does the frosting go on the bottom of the cake? Because it doesn't say that, right? It just says on the top and the sides, right? So if we were doing a rectangular prism, all right, let me see something real quick. Actually, hold on one second. Now, it's a rectangular prism, right?
Yes.
Right, so here we go. I'm going to put this down here just so everybody sees. What? All right, there's my... Oh, it must be when I copied something. All right, so here we go. All right, so the dimensions of the cake are, the height is 4, so I'm going to put a 4 in here. And the base is 12 by 15. All right, is everybody with me on this? All right, now because of that, I want to put icing on the top of the cake. So please stay with me, because this is something it's not, you shouldn't make a mistake on. What are the dimensions of the top rectangle? What would that be?
15 by 12.
Good, 15 by 12. Plus, now I want, hold on, I want this wall right here. 12 by 4, thank you. 12 by 4. How many of those walls are there? No. How many walls? 2.
Oh.
You agree with that or not? Come on, girl. Don't just say things now. Think about it. That's the difference on the test tomorrow. Think about what you're doing. All right. Now I need the front wall. All right. So I'm going to do the front wall here. What's the front wall? What's that measure? 15 by 4. And how many walls? 2. Now, does everybody understand why there's no 2 walls for the top? Because we're not icing the what? We're not icing the bottom. All right? So now, somebody add that up for me real quick. Thank you so much. Somebody said 396 square inches.
Yeah, seriously though.
Everybody good? 396 square inches. Good? All right, I don't think that's that difficult, guys. All right, I don't think it's that difficult. All right, let's go down to 34 now. All right, the Great Pyramid of Egypt was built for the pharaoh Khufu. The base of each side was 230, and the height along the face to the top is 187. Now, I think what they're trying to tell you right there is that's the slant height. Do we agree?
Oh, yeah.
Right? Now, again, I'm not going to make this as tricky for tomorrow, but it says find the total surface area. All right, so how many sides are there to the pyramid? Does everybody agree with that? 4? Now, they're saying the total surface area, so I'm assuming they're going to include the what?
The bottom.
The bottom as well. But to me, you know, you just have to be real careful. All right? I'm looking at this saying what? Find the total surface area. All right? So for your pyramid, it's the area of the base, that's what capital B stands for, plus 4 times 1/2 little b little h. Does everybody understand that? Because there are 4 what? 4 sides, which are all the same triangle. That's why it's 1/2 base times height. And the base is a square, so that shouldn't be a big deal. You could put just side squared if you wanted to, or length times width. Yes, that's what we're going to do. So volume equals the base of each side is 230. Does everybody agree with that? So it's going to be 230 times 230, which is just 230 squared. Is everybody good? Plus 4 times 1/2. The base is 230 times the height, which is 187. Is everybody good with that? Okay. Now multiply that out. 230 squared plus 4 times all that. Who's got the square? That's a lot. The volume is, or not the volume. I said volume, but I meant the right one. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Does everybody see? I put V down by accident, and I meant to write down surface area. Is everybody good? All right. So again, tell me that number again.
138,920. Yep, that's what I got.
Good. Meters squared. Everybody see? That's pretty easy, right?
Wait, how did you know to do big B plus or?
Because I know what a pyramid looks like.
How can you do that rather than that 4 times 1/2 B?
You can. The area of the base is length times width, but the length and width are the same. It's a square.
Okay.
Do you want me to draw it, or are you good? All right, anybody else have any issues with that? Anybody else have any issues? All right, let's scroll to 32. All right, now, did anybody do 32?
Yes.
All right,
I did it.
so here we go. Look up. The formula for a cone surface area is equal to pi r squared plus pi rl. All right, and now double check that. Make sure you got 108.4 square inches. Remember, like I said, you get credit for writing the formula, you get a little credit for plugging the numbers in, you get a little credit for the answer. All right? Any issues? Everything's good? All right, let's check out. Yes, Ben. Ooh, Mr. Ben. The scoop is shaped like a cone, and its dimensions are shown.
Oh, he's right.
How much metal would be used to make the scoop? Ben.
Ooh.
Wow. So he is correct, actually. So everybody take a note here. All right, he's 100% correct. The shape looks like it does include on my defense, correct?
No, there's no defense here.
Wait, no, what's wrong? Why did it?
All right, so
it's not.
no. The problem here is, since I've never had an ice cream cone, I didn't realize that there was no top to the cone. I did not know there was no top to the cone.
That tricky on it though, right?
Well, you should know that because Ben knew that, right, Ben?
1 out of 18.
There we go. So here we go. So listen, we must get rid of what, Ben? We must get rid of pi r squared. All right, we must get rid of pi r squared. We must get rid of the whole thing,
No.
actually.
Why did you get rid of this?
Because
Now
that's
you have to write
embarrassing.
surface area again.
So I want the area to be pi r l. Pi r l, smarty pants. So pi times, what's the radius?
3
Times the slant height,
8.5.
8.5.
Which
So
gives you
multiply that out, please.
80.1.
80.1 square inches.
Wow.
All right,
Mr.
so
Wow.
so double check the rest of my work, except
So why
for
is that
Ben.
up there?
Except for Ben, you're not allowed to check
On
your
number
work.
30, couldn't you just tell by like the measurements already there?
Now, on question 30, let's talk about this as well too, because I think I did do this one right, Ben. All right. Now, when you're insulating a pipe, think about this though. All right, here is your pipe that you're insulating.
That is a
All right.
magnificent pipe.
Now, this end down here, right here, see if you understand what I'm saying, is going to be attached to something. And this over here is going to be attached to something. So generally, do you include the endpoints on this? No. Thank you. You do not include the ends on that. All right? Is everybody with me on this? So you're just wrapping the pipe. All right? Again, which is an example of the lateral area, but in this case, all right, it is the surface area, which would just be 2 pi RH. Again, notice, make yourself a note. The 2 pi r squared is not there. The 2 pi r squared is not there. All right, because you're not insulating, all right, that part of the pipe. And then double check the work there. All right. So the first pipe has a surface area of about 283 square inches. And the surface area of pipe number 2 is about 235.6 square inches. And so it just wants to know which one needs more insulation. They're kind of close here, not that far off. So if you want to take a guess, go ahead. But you can make it so it's not as obvious also.
So it was the first pipe?
Yes, the first pipe. All right. Let's check out now number 28.
Oh, I thought it said Acme. I thought it said Acme Canning Company. I was like, ew.
It's Acme.
What's Acme?
Here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Just look at it. All right. Now, on this case, Ben, am I including the top and the bottom on this one? Yes. Thank you. Because it is a can. All right. It is a can. All right. So, again, remember the formula. Surface area, 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. Plug it in. And, again, I ask you to do some of these, so you should be getting to a point now where you're kind of just double-checking your work. And remember, the thing that is critical, I'm telling you on the test, you're going to get points off if you don't write the formula down. All right, I don't want just the answer. All right, I don't want just the answer. I want to see the formula, and part of that is just practicing, all right, because you have your ERBs coming up, and I don't think they give you the formulas. I think you have to know the formulas. All right, so do a good job with that. Does anybody have any objections to the surface area being 26.7 square inches?
No.
All right, let's take a look at question 26.
This
Okay, now this one I want to talk to you about because we had a good little discussion in my last class about this.
Yay.
All right, and again, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, this one's not going to be on the test.
Yes!
All right, but I do want to discuss it because I do think it's kind of important. All right, because I looked at it completely different as somebody else. All right, so for me, all right, the other kids told me that they thought that the hallway was like walled in. All right, so this right here, instead of a hall, they should have said a room. All right, so what we decided was, and again, I told you it's not going to be on the test because I felt it was a little ambiguous, was that this right here, let me make it a little bigger now, that this right here, to me, if I were making the problem, I would want it just to be this. That's what I would want it to be.
Not the lines.
Right? And not the lines. But the kids in the other class said they felt like they were trying to say it included that wall and that wall. All right? Which doesn't really make sense to me, but I went with what they decided. All right? So again, there's lots of possibilities. That's why I say it's important to show your work on this. All right? Now, we also discussed this. This pink is a common wall. So you'd have to paint on what? Both sides. All right, so it is like doing it individually, all these problems. Does everybody see that? So that's where we had this right here now. Take a look and make sure you see what we did. All right. Now, are we painting the floor or the ceiling? No, just the walls. All right. Now, I need you to look up to make sure you're hearing me. That was 65 times 15 times 2, because those walls appeared twice. 42 by 15 appeared twice, and so on down the list. Everybody see that? Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, no, I just saw it.
Yes, because the wall, it says, is
Oh,
definitely,
times the height.
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes. You're doing the length times the height, the width times the height.
Oh.
And then you're multiplying it by 2. There is no length and width because that'd be the floor and the ceiling. Agreed? All right. Is everybody okay with this? All right. Now, the other thing is I want to show you too, which I think is kind of important, so hopefully you picked up on it, is that, does everybody know what primer is? Some of you
Yeah.
may or may not know. You know,
It's like you paint it before you paint like the color to make
exactly, exactly. So the primer is like, if I didn't want blue to be in the background, I'd put a primer on it, and then I would be able to paint whatever color, and the blue wouldn't show through. Does everybody agree with that? All right, so the primer is like a coat that you put up. All right, and so I needed, once I did the area, see if you agree with me, there was 10,860 square feet. That's what all that added up to. Everybody agree?
Yep.
Now it said you needed 2 coats of paint. So I had to take 10,860 and multiply it by what? If I multiply it by 2, that tells me how many square feet of paint I need. Everybody agree with that? And then how much primer do I need? Well, I'm only doing 1 coat of primer, so I only needed that amount of square feet for primer. Is everybody good with this?
Yeah.
All right. Now, if you thought that you didn't do the interior walls, I'm totally fine with that also. All right. I really don't care. What I care about is that you know how to find the areas, and then it says you're going to paint them twice, so you got to double the area. Now, your paint comes in what? 1 gallon covers 400 square feet. 1 gallon covers 400 square feet. So what do I have to do with the area? Come on, guys. Y'all should be able to tell me that. Divide by 400. Is everybody hearing me? I'm dividing this number right here by 400. Everybody do that on the calculator. And that will tell you how much paint you need. That will tell you how much paint you need. So we would say 55 gallons. Does everybody agree with that? All right. And then take 10,860 and divide that by 400.
27.2.
And that would tell you need what? 28 gallons. All right, please look through that. I do think that's a pretty good problem. All right, although I'm not going to put it on the test. It's just a little shaky right now. All right. I wish they'd have been more specific about the walls.
They're so vague with all these kinds of questions.
Okay, so now let's look at 24. All right, now don't forget to write down the surface area of a cone. Surface area is equal to pi r squared plus pi r L. Is that good?
Oh, I see.
And double check me, 43.2. Come on.
That's what I got. That's what I got.
All right.
22.
Hold on. Is everybody, boys, you getting it? You guys all right? 43.2. Again, it's mostly just write down the formula, plug the numbers in. All right. So let's take a look now at 22. So let's talk about the surface area of that.
Oh, yeah.
Surface area is equal to 2LW plus 2LH plus 2WH. Tell me about that.
That's what I got.
Are we good with 122?
I like those.
Yep, straightforward. Plug the numbers in. Boys in the back, you guys all right?
Mhm.
Yes, sir. Guess what? It absolutely makes no difference. Let me show you why. It doesn't make a difference because if you switch them around, I could just switch these around. And you'd get the same answer. Right? So we say yes. So we say that it is commutative. All right, the order in which you multiply makes no difference. All right.
I just said 2 times x up to 2 times x up to 2 and added it.
Yes, yes, very good. But I think what else is a good idea for everybody is I would say this L, this is W, and the height is 3. That's how I like to do it. I like to just go ahead and mark the figure so I don't mess up the numbers. All right, so bear with me on this. All right, so let's take a look at 20 now and see how we're doing on 20.
That's what I got.
Everybody happy with that?
Oh.
Yeah, some other kids had some wrong answers here.
No, I just did 4 times. I just did the other way around. 4 times that.
Yep, yes.
It's just the same thing, yeah.
All right. You can add up the sides and then the base, is what you're saying. All right. Let's everybody take a look at 18. See how you're doing with 18 and 16. So well, I'll just do 18.
Yeah,
real
I
quick.
got that's what I got.
So be okay. That's as straightforward as it comes. So 18 was 166. Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. And let's take a look at 16 then. So everybody agree with 16?
I got, yeah, I just added it to.
Yeah, and again, remember, the decimals they don't bother me as much. All right, they don't bother me as much. Everybody good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, let's check out 14. Straightforward,
That's
right?
what I got.
Any issues? All right, I'm listening. Yeah. I'm totally fine with that. All right, I'm not arguing. Some kids like to still punch in 3.14, so a little bit different. I don't really care. All right, I'm not worried about being off by a decimal. All right, now look on number 12. They made a slight mistake. They didn't put inches squared, so make sure you guys put down inches squared there. You may not have thought about that, but
I actually had a lot of trouble with the problems with that. Like, I was trying to.
yeah, let me show you. Let me show you. Yeah, let me show you why you had trouble. The reason why you had trouble is because most people can't figure out what the area of the base is because they don't have the height. That's why this area is here. That's why I want to make sure you understand. Listen to what I'm saying. That is what? That is the area of the base. Is everybody hearing me? Come on, look up. Make sure you're understanding me. They're saying that is the area of the base. You agree? So this is a triangular pyramid. So it's the area of the base. Now, how many walls are there on the triangular pyramid? 3. That's why it's 3
That's why I did 4.
times 1/2 base times height. Is everybody agreeing with that? You understand me?
Yeah.
Well, do you understand why there's 3 here? Come on. If
Yes,
not, it's okay.
I understand what it's
Do you understand what the capital B is for?
Yeah, it's for the area of the base.
That's right. And the area of the base, they tell you, is what? 11. So there's no work on this. There's no work on that problem. The base area is what? 11. All right, the base area is 11. Everybody good? All right, and then from there, 3 times 1/2 times 5 times 14.9. All right, let's take a look at 10. I think these were really straightforward. Double check yourself on that. Everybody agree 10 was 156?
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right. And number 8.
Yeah, that's what I got, yeah.
That's what I got.
Nice. Everybody good? Does anybody need me to do anything right there? All right, almost to the end here, guys. Just cylinders now.
That's what I got.
Everybody happy? 62.8. Very simple. And now let's see how you did on number 4 then.
Oh, I got
I thought it was
I thought it
136.5.
was 132.
I got 160.
Yeah, I got a different answer.
I just got 132.
I was a little like
Ben, what'd you get?
I I got
I don't
100.
want them to say
I
that.
got
Now-
100. Okay. Can we all just like take a minute to
Wait,
redo
what
it?
did
Yeah, but look right here. Before you redo it, though, hey, before you redo it, you need to make sure you understand. Does everybody understand that 2 comes from the fact that there are 2 triangles on the top and the bottom, right?
Oh, I did.
And so it's 1/2 4 times 8. Now, why is it 4 times 8? Because this and this represent the base and height of the triangle.
Yeah.
That's
it's
where we're
100
getting
square.
4 and we're getting 8.
I found what
It's
I did
130.
wrong.
Good.
I did 4 times 4 instead of 4 times 5.
Yep.
But I don't know why I did that.
All
I
right.
did I don't know why I did like a rectangle. I did 2 times. Like
Yeah.
mine was
Sometimes it
like-
looks like they're the same.
Yeah,
All right. Sometimes it looks
Yeah.
like they're the
No,
same.
that wasn't it. I just plugged it in wrong.
Oh, at the very end, I did a 4 instead of 5.
Same, that's what I did.
All right, guys. Be careful. The height is 5.
Yeah.
All right. Now check yourself on number 2.
136.
Oh, wait, what?
136.5.
I got 209.
That's that's what I got when I did it again.
For what?
So number 2,
I got 209.
274.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's what I
need to
got.
check myself.
Now again, for these, I really do think it's a good idea to label it L and then put a W and then put an H, and that way when you sub in, you'll be good.
Can we go over number 1 again?
And go over the- oh yeah, look at number 1.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
That's
I think that was.
I guess I didn't know the formula.
Yeah. So do you agree? There's 2 triangles,
That's
right?
the formula I had, but I guess it's what I have, but I didn't know how to plug in the numbers because I wasn't sure.
Now, do you see what I'm saying? The height is always 7, right?
Yeah.
So it's 7 times 15
And
for the
5
front
is-
wall. You agree with that?
It really helped me when I like highlighted the walls.
Yep. It's
And then I
important.
kind of like show that that's.
Yep. That's what I'm telling you. It's nice. You see that? 5 by
Yeah.
7. Agreed?
Yeah.
And then the back wall was 15.8 by 7. You agree with that?
Yeah. Okay. I see. Thank you.
All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to put this up on your Google Classroom so you can look at all the worked out solutions again if you need to see
Thank
them.
you.
Even though we've done them all.
And
All
you're
right?
gonna make a formula sheet.
Yeah, the formula sheet will be fine. You won't have a problem.
We have.
All right. Now